history of New China. We have taken a look at many of the 4 rehearsals that civilians have put up. Let's look back at what they've been doing to make this year's celebration a great success.
Creating history through unified performances. Chanting loudly, the massive procession of participants flooded Chang'an Avenue for a full kilometer, moving in giant orderly formations. Tiananmen Square has been decorated just as it will be on the National Day. 56 columns representing ethnic unity flanked the square, and 60 lanterns hovered in the air. The rehearsals featured a massive pageant involving nearly 200,000 citizens and 60 floats, a gala and a military parade. On the theme of Motherland and I marching together, the citizens parade through Tiananmen Square to showcase the country's social, economic and cultural development over the past 6 decades. For the first time, drum dancers from Ansai County of northwest China's Shanxi province took part in the mass pageant for national celebration. The 60 floats represented China's achievements in such fields as science, industry, agriculture, education since 1949. Some 1,500 musicians from across China have been selected for PLA's biggest ever military band to perform music for the military parade and a massive pageant. 80,000 primary and secondary school students flipped cards on cue to form pictures and Chinese characters as a background. Flushed with pride and joy, those participants presented 4 rounds of rehearsals for all the festivities ahead of the big day on October the 1st. For them, National Day is a chance to showcase countless hours of meticulous training before a global audience. Their performance may be only hours long on that day, but they say the honor will last a lifetime.
Well, obviously, a lot of people have made a lot of contributions to this year's military parade and also civilian parade. We've seen the civilians have made their preparations for this year's big event. We recall in 1984 when Deng Xiaoping reviewed the military troops, there was also a civilian parade, right. And during the civilian parade, some students from Peking University put up a banner saying, "Hello, Xiaoping," which drawn quite a sensation among the public.
Right. I think nowadays, just a few days ago, I read a paper that by the direct participants who organized this. These faculty and students in our School of Economics at Peking University wanted to use this particular methodology to express their enthusiasm in terms of supporting for the reform program Mr. Deng Xiaoping was putting forward, also in terms of sending out a strong message of civilian willingness to participate in these programs. Civilian parades in this sense, it happens in all other countries as well on these days of significance. So what I see in this is that there are 2 parts of this. One, of course, is that different provinces and different industries are sending, they're forming their own teams to showcase their achievements and their aspiration, their contribution to being part of the nation. And this is extremely important. And secondly, we have both in terms of the real human beings and in terms of artistic representations of the different ethnic groups in this country. That shows how far we have come through. That is to say, people of different ethnic groups, people from all different parts of the country all come together. It's also sending a body message that only by standing united can we move together into the future and face newer rounds of challenges.
Actually, I think the atmosphere and the protocol of the civilian parade have changed a lot.
That's
in
correct,
the early
yes.
50s and 60s, it is strictly superior and inferior. You look up to the leaders,
right,
and they look down at you. But now it is a more conversational style of exchange.
Exactly. So it's more celebratory, it's more inclusive. Although you might want to say, well, let's make this more spontaneous, a little less organized. But let's also face it, Beijing today is very, very different from Beijing, say, 30, 40 years ago. We have, tripled the total population, and it's very, very difficult to make this free and open, make it spontaneous.
And how do you look at the different municipalities and different regions' willingness to participate in this event? And maybe there is a spirit of competitiveness.
Exactly. There is a spirit of competition. There is a spirit of saying we must put out the best and most representative of the region. And you know, China is a very, very big country, and there are different provinces, different cities, and even among different ethnic groups that are competing for prominence. So this is also a chance for different parts of the country to showcase their uniqueness in this National Day of Significance.
Let's wait for a few while to see what the military parade and the civilian parade will be like. You're watching CCTV International. For our coverage on the China's National Day, please don't forget to log on our website, english.cctv.com, and also you can send your comments to our email address. Please stay tuned with our CCTV International for our special coverage on the 60th anniversary of the PRC. Well, the military parade and the civilian parade will be a very complicated process. Where it starts and where it ends, it should be a long process. And for that explanation, let's turn again to my colleague Liu Xin. Liu Xin.
Thank you very much, Zhou Yu, and pleasure from me again to give you a quick overview of the parade program. We have a whole set of protocol how the parade will be taking place. Before we talk about that, I'm just going to show you once again an interesting look of the venue of the parade, which is the Chang'an Avenue that's riding from east to west across Tiananmen Square. Now I am going to open this massive scroll and you can see the Tiananmen Gate once again. As I mentioned, on top of the tower will be state leaders, military generals, reviewing the troops, and on the western and eastern side of the Tiananmen Gate will be viewing stands constructed, permanent viewing stands constructed since the first National Day. However, this time temporary viewing stands have been added to accommodate more people, more visitors of the parade.
Yes, indeed. The permanent stand actually can accommodate about 4,000 people, but in order to allow more people to witness the military parade and the civilian parade at this very important occasion, temporary standing places have also been created. Altogether, they can accommodate up to 10,000 people this time.
Yes, indeed, it's a parade under a lot of attention. Now, we can take a look at the main gate of the Tiananmen Tower. That is where President Hu Jintao will be coming out riding a domestically produced limousine. He will get a report from the chief commander of the military parade telling him that all the troops are ready to be reviewed. And then he will ride on this limousine and he will go from west to east all the way along the Chang'an Avenue, and along the way we can see some landmark buildings. Behind this red wall, it was the old Imperial Palace and now the Palace Museum. As we can, this is a view of the Chang'an Avenue, and we are going all the way toward the eastern direction. This is the Beijing Hotel, another very important landmark in Beijing where many important state guests are staying. And right east to the Beijing Hotel is a very long traditional shopping district, Wangfujing, and the new complex is the New Oriental Plaza. And I feel so familiar with all this because I drive along this road every day to work. So it's really interesting to give you an overview of that. And you can see the interesting architecture along the Chang'an Avenue. This is the Ministry of Communications, the International Hotel, and some other. This is the Chang'an Theater, where traditional Peking opera and other traditional operas will be staged. So this, with that, we have come to the eastern end of the parade route, which is near Jianguomen, the Jianguomen Bridge. That is about 2 to 3 kilometers.
Yes, indeed, because the distance between the Jianguomen Gate in the east and the Fuximen Gate in the west is a total of approximately 6 kilometers. And this will be the main part of the avenue where the parade will take place.
Yes, so as I said, President Hu Jintao will be riding his limousine from west to east to review the positions standing. And then after he reached the end of the formation, he will ride all the way back toward the Tiananmen Gate. He will mount the Tiananmen rostrum once again. And let's go back to the Tiananmen rostrum. He will mount the structure once again, and then soldiers on foot and motorized, mechanized formations will be starting their march past from east to the west. And they will walk another 2 to 3 kilometers all the way along the eastern section, the western section of the Tiananmen Avenue. And let's just take you another tour of the western section of the Chang'anjie of the Tiananmen Square. And this again was the old forbidden city, the Palace Museum nowadays. And here we will see a very important place for the Chinese leadership, which is the Zhongnanhai.
Indeed, this is the a new China Gate leading toward the Zhongnanhai compound, which is the headquarters of the Communist Party of China, as well as the State Council. So this is the very important seat of the Chinese government.
Yes, many people would come and take picture in front of this very beautiful old structure every day. Now, we are moving further west, and we have come to some other buildings left from the 1950s. We can see from the architectural style, this is the Tower of Telegraph. Interesting story about the clock.
Yes, and Liu Xin, this building itself was also completed around the 10th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic of China in 1959. At that time, China built 10 landmark structures in Beijing, including this one, and also the Great Hall of the People, to mark the 10th anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic. And today we are celebrating the 60-year anniversary of the founding of the People's Republic.
How time flies. Now, as I mentioned, this clock is very special because at 10 o'clock sharp, we will hear the East is Red, that very landmark tune sounded from this clock. And we will listen to that. And now we come to the Xidan shopping area. Once again, another very busy shopping area, the Bank of China.
Yes.
And going further south, this is another very interesting building, also left from the early days of the People's Republic, the Palace of the Nationalities. This is where China's national unity is featured, is highlighted. A lot of exhibitions will be taking place here from time to time.
And indeed, as you know, in China we have 56 different ethnic groups or nationalities, as we call them. And today, during the National Day celebration, you will hear the 56, number 56, a lot.
Yes.
For example, the 56 big columns being erected in the Tiananmen Square, 56 formations, etc. These numbers all reflect back to the fact that in China, we're a multi-ethnic country, including 56 nationalities.
But united, we are united.
United
yes.
as one, yes.
And finally, that was the Mingzu Hotel, and we have come almost to the end of the parade route. That was the People's Bank of China, China's central bank, and this is another shopping district. And with that, we have come to the western end of the parade route. So altogether, 6.4 kilometers.
And incidentally, the city area between the Jianguomen gate in the east and the Fuxinmen gate in the west, covering a distance of about 6.4 kilometers, was originally the imperial city of Beijing. Outside of these gates, hundreds of years ago, was considered countryside or rural areas. But now the city has really spread out across to a much larger extent, including much more areas than the original imperial city itself.
Yeah, so these sections are considered within the eastern and the western second ring roads. Now we have the third ring roads, we have the fourth ring roads, and even the fifth ring roads within all that area have been pretty much changed and very prosperous. And we talk about the 10里长安, the 10-mile Chang'an-jie, actually only refers to a very small section of the Chang'an-jie, which now spans about 27 kilometers. Anyways, that was a quick look at the parade route and the parade program. I hope you have a better picture of what's coming up, and we are just about 20 minutes away from the military parade this year. Let's all keep a close eye on the things that's coming up, and you're watching CCTV International.
Yes, indeed. Exactly 20 minutes to go before the military parade will unfold on Tiananmen Square. We've seen that the military parade is the highlight of this year's National Day celebration. But talk about the military parade, we must talk about the formation of each individual military unit. What is the formation of a military unit?
Well, I think we have this time, as Mr. Yu has mentioned, we have 46 formations, out of which we have 34 weaponry-ready equipment, 14 for people who simply march, and then we have 12 echelons. Yeah, these are the formations.
Well, this style of marching step turning to parade step protocol is borrowing from somewhere?
Yes, I think it comes from Russia, and Russia has learned it from Prussians in history. Yeah, this is how it has come about.
So, General Zhu, do you think this kind of military parade will greatly boost the morale of the soldiers and officers serving in our military?
Yes, of course. I think it's very conducive to the promotion of the training of the troops, and it's also very helpful to the improvement of the morale.